Imagine a big lake of water, and they broke you down into different pockets and separate the water from each other. And they take one portion of the water and say, hey, you are Jamaican. Take another part of the water and say, hey, you are a Virgin Islander. Another part, you are a Kititian. You are Trinidadian, and so forth. And before you know it, each pool of water think that they are different or unique from the other and competing against each other. Not against the ones who separate them. The ones who separate them can be any one of those pool of water, because all they have to do is send people there and have their people born there. They have the money to do that. They can do that. Therefore, they can be pulling information from everyone. They are connected. They are united. But we are separated because we don't see further than national boundaries. I always find it weird when someone come up to me and we get into a conversation, and one of the first thing they ask is, where are you from? Where are you from? And I'm talking about chocolate coated looking people. And it make you wonder, like, why does it matter right now, right? Because when I talk to people, I don't care where you're from. I rather to know how you think. What are you about, right? That's important to me because I understand we are all over the place. I realized lately, not something I've seen in the 90s or in the 2000s. Maybe it had started from back then, but I've seen it a lot more recently, where there's a bunch of people out of Jamaica claiming to not be Africans, not have any association, affiliation, no connection to Africa, that they are Jamaicans, and that's it. I find it very fascinating that I don't see no other islands in the Caribbean really doing that. And it makes me wonder, like, what is happening in Jamaica? Because at one time, Jamaica used to be up front when it comes to, you know, the revolution and stuff like that at one point. So what has happened to all these people? And the reason why that interests me now, because as some may see, I've created videos with this female Lorna Chin, a Chinese woman who's pushing this thing in Jamaica, who's watering down the efforts or the impact of the Africans in Jamaica. Now, no one can deny that most of the Africans brought to British colonies in the Caribbean were brought to Jamaica. That most of them were brought to Jamaica. How is it that so many Jamaicans are claiming that they ain't Africans? Is it because of the latest victory, let's say in the Olympic, Usain Bolt, Shelly-Ann, we get some little victory, so now we separating ourselves, we're different, we're better than everybody else, we cook better? Well, what is it really that's happening here? You know, this nationalism stuff, this ism and schism stuff, is not good, because unity is strength. The reason why slavery ended in the first place is not because of the effort of one country, but multiple countries throughout the Caribbean were turning it up. Everyone had their point, our time. Just about. Had maroons throughout the Caribbean. And we really need to learn about each other so that we don't disrespect each other. Because there ain't no telling when we're going to need each other. When we divide ourselves into these small nations because we want to connect to other people other than our people, it's only a matter of time before the chicken come home to roost. It's only a matter of time. Because these people that you're trying to cling on to so badly, they always have their home. And their home is their home. You can't go there and say, this is our home, that this is a multicultural country. This is our country. You can't go there and really do that. And even if you say that, the way the system is set up, say something else. Had this brother came onto one of my YouTube a while back, and he was pushing the Israelite thing, and He was telling me about the same thing, that Jamaicans have nothing to do with Africans. Africans sold us into slavery and stuff like that. And I told him, hey, we're killing each other more than anything there in Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean. Right? He said he's an Israelite. And he started telling me about Deuteronomy, where he talked about the slave ships, so forth, and the promises made to the Israelite. And I told him, did you know that the Israelites did not exist at that time? That Moses was long before the Israelites? So what happened to the rest of those people who the promises were given to? He said that the Israelites are in Jamaica. They are only in Jamaica. Say the 12 tribes? He said, yes, the 12 tribes. Say, what about the other countries and stuff? He said, well, they may have a little remnant, but they're watered down. Jamaica is where they're at. So these folks seem to believe that they take a special group of people on a ship, right? They have these special ships that are set up, and they say, look, these special people, we're going to send them to Jamaica, and we're going to send everybody else to other places. And there's nothing in history to prove that. Like, people just want to run with something that make them feel good. So I don't get how we buy into this stuff. And I really believe that there are people who are planting these things in folks' head, people who they know are not so intelligent, and people just like the sound of, oh wow, we are special. The special people, my people are special people. But at the same time, we don't respect the ancestors like that. We like to talk about them when it's feasible, when it's some kudos to take, but we don't want to be realistic. Anyway, with this guy, when he see that I wouldn't go along with the xenophobia, he decided to say, hey, he said, you're not from Jamaica. I don't believe you're from Jamaica. I never told this guy where I'm from. The one guy said, if you're not Jamaican, I don't want to have this conversation no more. So that shows you the type of mentality out there. That's why I tell people the islands are very small. And the people are strategically located around the world, right? So like-minded vanguards, we got to pull together, because we have a bunch of ignorant people in every single sector of the globe who are very narrow-minded and cannot see beyond those borders, and cannot see beyond the borders of nationality. They cannot see beyond what their masters tell them to think. Cannot think outside the box. So the vanguards, we really got to step up, because these people has cost many of us our lives in the past, and they are going to continue to do that. And so we got to really look into that and get things together.